make it in my 300 group? Let's talk about this. Will you make it into my 300 group? Earlier this year, I decided I'm going to do something nobody's ever done in history, at least that I know of. I'm going to go around the world, and I'm going to find people and take them from rags to riches. And I saw that movie 300. I was like, how many should I do? And I was like, you know what? 300 people can change the world. What if I could take 300 people from rags to riches? And I've been doing it. But now I'm stepping it up like one level higher. I'm about to go on a world tour. Maybe to a city near you, because I want to up the ante. Basically, I was just on a horse farm. I was talking to an Amish guy, and he said, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You can send a boy to college, but you can't make him think. And we have a system predicated around cookie cutter. This is what it's going to take to make you financially independent. And I call BS on that, and I am proving it. Now, a lot of people are, there's a lot of adversity to what I'm trying to do, because what most people try to do is they try to label it a get rich quick scheme, which is not what I say. But they try to poo-poo everything that's not cookie cutter into that little box and go, oh, Ty's just telling people they can get rich quick, which I've never said. I told people I started at age 19. I've seen people do it relatively quick. I mean, the fastest $1 billion made in history was recently in 9 months. A guy started Jet.com, sold it for $3 million in under, I think it was under a year, 9 months. So I mean, there is such a thing as get rich quicks, but it's not probable. But there is a path to being much more financially independent than the average person. I can tell you, look, let me show you what the opposite of the 300 is. Anyway, so I've been documenting 300 people. Already, I've taken people from 0 to millionaire status. I've done that more than once, all right? And I'm getting ready to change my website. I'm gonna have 300 pictures and 300 profiles. You can click into them. It'll have information, their Instagram. You can contact them, see if they're real, see if they're paid actors, like people sometimes, there's this conjecture and weird conspiracy theorists. But this is happening. And the question is, do you want to get on the train or do you want to criticize the train? That's the only thing you have to know. There's more wealth being created. New money. Kylie Jenner's new money. Evan Spiegel's new money. Kevin Systrom's new money. Mark Zuckerberg's new money. Jeff Bezos' new money. Elon Musk's new money. What I mean by new money is they didn't inherit the money. They weren't born with the money. They're not European aristocracy. These are people who did it from this to this. Mark Cuban's not old money, he's new money. And some people look down on new money, which is bizarre. Why would you look down on new money? All old money was new money at some time, and all old money is in general the dregs of the family that's still pittering away the money that their great-grandparent made.
Let's go live again on this one because we went on Adrian's, I guess, when we picked it.
Did what?
This one's on Adrian's.
Oh, okay.
We have to end it.
So we'll go live on Facebook again. So let me just kind of map this out, and I'm gonna take some questions. Turn around this way. Questions that we have on this. I wouldn't do it like this. Okay. All right, Ty, you're very authentic. I appreciate that. Ty, I'm reading the new book, The Master of the Game by Tony Robbins. 300, this is Sparta. Ty, get on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is bleh. LinkedIn's for employees. I'm not an employee. I mean, I'm not looking down on it. I'm just saying it is what it is. Now, I want to map out here a little bit of how this process will go and extend an offer to you if you want to be in the 300. Maybe I can't take everybody, obviously, but I can take the people that I can take. And so let's map this out. Somebody said, dude, how do you get in? Somebody asked. Somebody said, me please. Somebody says, Ty, I love your work and your opinion. What's the best website for your SMMA? The audio, I can't hear. How does this work? Okay. I'm in it to win, Joey Smith says. How are we looking here? You ready to go? Just want to take a second to go.
Title in again.
So let's map out the path. This is how this 300 works. And I'll show you what doesn't work, and this is what every single person is being, this is the propaganda of our times. Really? Really. I mean, this is the propaganda of our times, that you're gonna go and you're gonna have this really slow, gradual rise. Now, there is truth to time helping you create wealth. There's no doubt. But just like Einstein said, the eighth wonder of the world is compounding interest. I mean, that fascinated him. You make money on money on money. You put your money in the bank, you put your money in the stock market, you put your money in real estate, you get 8%, let's say, in real estate, or 5%. And then so you start with 100 grand, then you have 5% on that, so 105,000, then you have 5% on the 105, so it goes up, like 6,000 to 111, and it just, the thing, there's a snowballing effect. There's no doubt to that. But if that alone will not build you wealth in a time frame where you can enjoy it, and this is what everybody forgets in the game. Everybody's forgotten this. Who wants to be a millionaire at 90? Like, why? Yes, it's an easier path to go from age 18 to age 90 and become a millionaire. There's no doubt that this is a more natural path. But it's also natural to not wear clothes. It's also natural to not live in a building. I'm here in Manhattan, and to live out like Native Americans, So natural isn't always better, and there's reasons that we do things that aren't natural. Cooking food isn't natural, but we do it because it has benefits of killing parasites and making food more available and things like that. You can try to eat all raw that you want, but this path, I rejected this path. I'd rather die young trying. This is my answer to people. If you gave me two choices in life, are you going live?
I'm trying to find the button now that I'm on your page.
What? Hold on.
Figure out how to go live as you. Sam said go to your page. I saved it to paste it.
There, you have to take that out, flip it.
Okay.
It's horizontal. So, I'd rather die trying. That's just my answer to that question. At 90, you will not enjoy your wealth. You could just make your wealth for other people. A lot of people do that. But what's the point in that? Like, why would you do that? Turn it down. Work. Okay. So, the way that you're going now, you go to college, right? You go, the average person gets a 3% raise. Doom, 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 doom. The next thing you know, you're 90 and you've created some level of wealth. Maybe. But you're old then and you die. Or you're decrepit. Or you just make it to pass it on to your kids and grandkids. Great. You want to do that? Go for it. I mean, it's whatever. People like to argue too much about stupid stuff. People like to find conspiracies there. Well, this, hold on, let me do this Facebook for you. What is that? All right. Do you want to be in my 300 group? Question mark.
It's on the clipboard.
Sorry, guys. What are you guys doing? Okay. Just press the button, turn it on. Okay. All right, questions. Can you turn up the volume? Let me come a little closer. Hello? Can you hear me? There we go. Somebody said good. We're gonna allow, this is a penthouse up here, so. Tai, is there a specific amount of money we need to have, or does it matter? Like I sell on eBay, be in the 300 group. Yeah. Somebody said they can hear me better now. Good. We good? We live?
Live.
All right, what's up, Facebook? Sorry, we're talking about will you make it in my 300 group? I'm not going to repeat everything I said, but I've been live on Facebook and Instagram. Anyway, I'm just showing, you got two choices in life financially. You can go on this path. This is path one. Most people are on path one. Most people are sheep. Most people follow what other people do. Most people are not contrarian. Most people assume if everyone else is doing it, it's a social cognitive bias in the brain, and you go, oh, it's social proof. If everybody does that, it must be better. Just look at fashion. Fashion, it makes no sense. In the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, men wore wigs and they powdered them white, and now nobody wears wigs. It's the same human psyche. The only difference was the social proof morphed the brain of people and made us think that this was awesome, and now we wear shirts like this, Paul Smith, and we're like, oh, look how cool I am. There's no real substantive thing. There's no substantive change. It's just social proof. And so this path to making me, which is now the status quo, and everybody does it, and everybody, if you challenges like, oh, what are you talking about, Tai? This is the way. You get a job, you get a 9 to 5, blah, blah, blah. I know a lot of you, I'm not going to bore you because you already know that if you're following me, but path number 2 is a very unique and interesting one. Path 1 works by 90 or the most wealth in the world is held by 85-year-old widows because they outlive their husbands. They have all this money, they have multi-millions, but they're 85, so they can't enjoy it. So path 2, this is the 300 group. This is what I'm offering a handful of you. I cannot do this for everybody. I have a lot of followers, over 10 million people see my stuff in a year, and well, more than that, in a month. And so I'm just throwing this out here. I'm going to be filtering down to a very specific group of people. I've been doing the 300 group. If you go on YouTube and you just type in Tai Lopez 300, you'll see the dinners I've been doing in my house. 300 represents my top graduates, people that I've trained that have done the best financially. So these are people, some of them become millionaires, some of them have gone from $0 to, netting 3, 4, 500,000. You can decide what you think rags to riches. To me, rags to riches is basically no money and at least 6 figures, 6, 7, or 8 figures. In fact, if you use the mathematical or the IRS definition of wealth, if you make over $400,000 net in the United States on your tax return, you're in the 99.99 of the United States, which is the 99.9999 of the world. So you don't even have to make $1 million a year to be in the extreme, outlier group when it comes to making money and having money. So the 300 group, I want to take people on a different path. This is called the slow and steady path, which is great. It's great if we were immortal. It will be great. It's a genius plan. You just chill in life. You have your kids here. You have enough money. And then if we were living to 300-400 years, which may happen at one point, people might live to 400 years old. Who knows with modern technology and stuff. But it's not happening yet. And I wouldn't bank on it. And we're not even slowing aging. So aging hasn't slowed down that much. 60-year-olds now. I used to live at the Amish. An Amish person who lives with no electricity, who's 70. I have a farm and I have a 70-year-old Amish guy. He looks younger than all the 70-year-olds in Beverly Hills that have plastic surgery and go to the gym all the time, and personal trainers and personal chefs. So people are really not aging any faster or slower in the world. It's just this steady kind of pace. So path number 2, the 300 group, let's just pretend you're 18. You could be any age. My goal is teach you, like Liam Neeson says, a very unique set of skills. I want to teach you a very unique set of skills. And I don't know everything in the world. There's people smarter than me. There's people dumber than me. There's people richer than me. There's people poorer than me. There's people with bigger companies than mine. And there's people with smaller companies and people with less income and more income. I don't hold myself out as the only person you can learn from. But what I will tell you is I know of nobody else in the world offering this. Nobody. There ain't no college that's saying this. College just says they'll give you a piece of paper. They have one promise to you. If you get 110, 120 credits, you get a bachelor's degree piece of paper. But, like an old Amish guy told me this weekend when I was at my horse farm, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You can send a boy to college, but you can't make him think. That's that path. I want to teach you how to think. And if I give you the mind of a millionaire, it's quicker than you believe, than you can imagine, your bank account starts to reflect that. It doesn't always add up to $1 million. It's not all about having $1 million in bank or 2 million. A lot of you don't need it. What if you live in India? Put 50 grand in your bank account in India, be living like a king. Trust me, especially if you're 18, 19, 20 years old. So the question is, how do I take you there? Well, what I'm going to try to do is put you through a period of training, just like in the movie 300, Sparta. I want to train you. I'm going to be going on a world tour, and I'm going to be using a world tour in person, and I'm going to be doing internet live training just like this. Weekly training, monthly meetings around the world. And if you get into the 300 group, I'm going to do this intense training with a goal of an acceleration of your income. I don't promise that you'll become a billionaire. I don't even promise that you'll become a millionaire. My goal is to get you at least to 6, 7 figures, okay? It can be gross revenue. Sometimes people say, Tai, are you talking about net revenue, gross revenue? Well, one of the things that I will teach you is that if you have your own business, for tax reasons, you don't need to make $1 million a year to live $1 million lifestyle. There's lots of tricks up the sleeve of the people are in this intense training. I mean, I'm gonna give you an example. There's a saying in the Bible, there's no greater love than to lay down your life for a friend, right? So one of my best friends, I didn't lay my life down for him, but he was, his name's Jeremy. He used to be on my social media a lot. Now he's traveling the world having fun, but we've been friends since we were 2 years old. San Diego. My mom got divorced. My dad was in prison. She left Los Angeles where I was born, Long Beach, goes to San Diego, meets Jeremy, had a single dad. His dad's name was Bruce. So I don't even remember not knowing my friend Jeremy. I've always known him. We grew up together. He got married. We kind of went our different ways in life. He went to college, and then he was just about to go into law school. He's going to become a lawyer. And at that time, I had been an entrepreneur. He was going on this path. I was in a series of intense training with my millionaire mentors, Joel Salatin, Alan Nation, Dr. David Bust, Gary Townsend, John DeWar, Mike Steinbeck, all these people that were training me, okay? And he was just going this way, slow and steady. And I said to him, Jeremy, why don't you forget being a lawyer, man? Every lawyer is miserable. You got to go a lot of years of school. It's expensive. Just come and work for me. And I'll take you through a series of intense training. And he came, and I didn't even know what I was doing back then. I just said, come, trust me. So he comes, and we train, and he works for me for a series. He ended up working me for a few years. And then there was another girl who worked for me. Her name was Charlotte from England. And she came and was a friend of a friend. I didn't know her, and she said, I want to work for you. So I hired her. Same thing, put her through the intense training. They met while they worked for me and kind of fell in love. And she had quit working for me to move back to England. She said, Tai, thanks for the intense training. And I trained her how to go do your thing, Charlotte. Don't work for me forever. And she went and started a company. It's called Om and Awe. It's a clothing line, primarily in Europe and England. It does female clothing, yoga. It's kind of like a yoga brand. Om and Awe. I think it's O-H-O-M. How do you spell Om? O-M. A-N-D-A-H or something. Om and Awe. You can look up Om and Awe clothing. So then Jeremy, they fell in love. He also, so they joined forces. Both had been trained, part of my 300 group, even though I didn't call it 300 group back then. I had just told them, come work for me. Boom. Within 1 year, well less, within 6 months, they're doing $1 million a month gross, netting $100,000 to $200,000 a month. And it goes up and down depending on the marketing they do, but you know, they're making $50,000 to $150,000 a month. And you know what they did? They retired. Jeremy's been traveling. He has not been back. Only one warning I have for you. Some of you, if you're my friends and you go here, I'm never going to see you again because you're going to have this most fun life of ever. Jeremy's been gone. He's been living in South America, New Zealand, Australia. I think they went to Bali and lived there. He rented a mansion on the cliffs of Bali. He's now he fell in love with Italy. He's living in Florence, Italy. He was in Norway, in the fjords. I mean, he's been gone for almost 2 years. I taught him ninja tricks he learned. He's living on, you basically can take credit cards, run your marketing spend for your business on them, accumulate 500,000, 5 million points, depending on how you do it. He's staying in $1,000 a night. He was in, he invited me, I didn't get to go, to Austria. He was staying in $1,200 a night hotel rooms for free. So there's a lot of ninja tricks. There's things about your credit. There's things on how to build an online business. There's e-commerce. There's social media marketing. I taught him pretty much everything I knew, everything that I know. So I've seen this work. And then I started doing it for other people. And it's not just my best friends that's workforce, people I've never met, even to this day. Okay? There's a certain set of skills you have to learn if you want to go on path 2, which is a quicker path. So if you're 18, do you want to wait till you're 90? If you're, 35, do you want to wait? That's the problem. This age never gets longer. It's still 90. You're still going to be dead or not be able to use your money at 90. Let's see. So quick questions. Let me go here. Okay. Adrenaline migraine on YouTube. Can you do a quick 2-minute advice for the starting online businesses, books, people? That's all in this 300 training. I want to give you some of the training now, but honestly, minimum, I need about 2.5 months. 2 months is the minimum to train you. Even if I go hardcore intense. That's why I call it 67 steps. On average, scientists say it takes about 2 months, 67 days, to change your mindset, to change your habit, to even change your skill level. So, so how does it work? Well, I have the way I'm doing it now, I've never done before. So this is kind of cool. I've never done this before, but I want to basically select a group. I'm gonna make a test group. Okay, I've done it. I tried this one time this year and it worked amazingly well, and I haven't done it. At Grant Cardone's 10X conference, he asked me to do this. So about a year, not quite a year ago, I did it for a small group of people for 2 months, and then I stopped it, and I haven't done it since. And people were just asking me, like, this thing's changing lives. And I said, you know what? I'm in the mood to travel. That's one thing I like about having money. I can pretty much travel whenever I want to. So if you notice on my Snapchat and Instagram, I've not been in LA as much. So I've been going to London. I've been in Virginia, I'm now in Manhattan, in New York, and I've been in Chicago, and I've been all over the place. And I'm getting ready to do that again. And so I'm gonna be doing a series of weekly online trainings. I have a private Facebook group that I'm gonna let you guys in, whoever wants to be in it. And I also am gonna do at least once a month in-person training. So you'll get a ticket and you can use it to come to an event. I want to keep them small. So the reason I want to keep them small is just like if I happen to be in Miami, I'll announce it, and I can just use the hotel I'm staying in, their meeting room, and just have 50 or 100. I'm not going after millions of people. I have programs that have hit millions and millions of people. This is different. This is for people who really, really get it. Now, I have not. I have mixed feelings, or I've had mixed feelings whether I should do this for free. Here's the thing, I've tested free. Like right now, I just last week tested a free program. Listen to these stats. Listen to these crazy stats. I posted one Snapchat or something and I said, I'm doing a free 3-day training on how to make money. I recorded 3 badass videos. Nothing generic, nothing cliche, nothing. I've taught at Harvard, I've taught at London Business School. Nothing like this is being taught. This is cutting edge, pioneer stuff. Seriously. I'm on the Forbes list for top 10 business influencers in the world. You can go, if you want to look at Forbes website, it's, I put a redirect, tailopez.com/Forbes. I'm not stupid when some people think I don't know about business or whatever. By the way, that's not an article I paid for. I didn't pay a PR firm to get Forbes, nothing. And Forbes just put it out this year. Okay, so I did this. I said, you know what? Not everybody can afford my programs. I'm just going to do a free course. I'm going to call it How to Make More Money, and I'm going to record 3 badass videos. So I forget the numbers roughly. This is roughly 5,000 people joined it in one day. Just joined it. First video, 5,000 people watch it. Okay. Second video. This is just the second day. It dropped to like 2,000 people So 3,000 people stopped. Not because they didn't like it. The reviews on it are insanely good. They just got lazy. The third lesson on day 3, 18% of people went there. That's exactly what I know to be true. 82% of people talk a big game but will not back it up. And when it's free, it's worse. Because I've looked at my statistics on my paid programs like SMMA, I've created a whole industry that didn't exist before. Insane. I can't even keep track. I keep 1,000 people's names on my phone, their stories of going from rags to riches with social media marketing, and people paid $1,000 for that. And I go, what's going on? Oh, I get it. When people get stuff for free, they think it's cheap, they don't value it. So this 300 group, I want to just put a minimum price on it, and I'm not going to charge very much, okay? Because I want to open it up to a lot of people. I have one goal. I'm going to help a crazy amount of people. I'm telling you right now. Some people think I'm all in it for the money. Some people think I'm greedy. Some people think I'm materialistic. Let people think. Lesson number 1 for you guys in your intensive training to get in my 300 group. Ignore, ignore, ignore. Almost everybody except a handful of select group of qualified people. Ignore them all. Ignore your mom, ignore your dad. If they don't know how to make money, don't ask them advice. I love my mom. I don't ever ask her one iota of business advice or financial advice. She's not qualified. Do you ask your mom for heart surgery if you need it? When you break your arm, do you have your dad do the x-ray and set your arm for you if he's not a doctor? Nope. So stop listening to almost everybody. Only go straight to the qualified. How do you know if people qualified? Tony Robbins says this, I really like this. Success leaves cues. It leaves clues and cues. It's easy, man, I can tell. People won't believe this, but everybody wealthy has some materialistic stuff. You meet somebody that says they're wealthy and they have zero materialistic stuff, I'm telling you they're lying. Even Warren Buffett, who's the least materialistic person on planet Earth, okay? He lives in the same house that he bought a long time ago in 1950s. He goes, I'm not materialistic, but I do have my own fleet of private jets. That is his one thing he has. He has a fleet of private jets. So he's not complete. Is this thing starting to die?
I think it might be.
So ask them how to get another light. No, keep it on. There's another light over there.
Did you turn it off or did it die? It died.
There you go. Go to that one. Ooh, good. How's my skin look? Here, just hold it there. So, success leaves cues. You meet somebody that has no financial clues, nothing. People go, oh, Tai, why do you show cars and stuff? I had the cars before I had social media, just to be clear. So I got my first nice car in 2006. There was no social media, so I didn't get the car to show off. But it leaves clues for people, and there's nothing wrong with that. Wealthy people own ranches. Wealthy people own jets. Wealthy people own big houses. Why? Because you have to deploy capital. You have to deploy capital. Land is an investment. Exotic cars actually go up. You can buy a Bugatti for 1.2 million. A lot of them are like $3 million now, really. So you deploy capital. People don't understand that. I'm giving you right now intense new ways of thinking about the freaking world. You have to understand psychology. We're going to go through that. Give me 60 days. For some of you, we'll stay longer, but a minimum of 60 days. Give me 2 months and one time in person with you. Now, in person, it's not going to be a conference. It's not going to be some long-ass 5-day thing. It's going to be like 2 hours. I'm going to walk in the room. I'm going to train you. I'm going to walk out. Okay, this is for real deal. We're going to learn e-commerce. For those of you already doing stuff, this is really good for you. Because I promise you this, I am in possession, not because I'm special, but because special people passed it on to me. I'm lucky is the better word. I understand and pinch myself that I'm very lucky. I could have been just like those that I grew up with and been financially illiterate by this time in my life. But now I know how to make, if I need to make $10 million, I know how to make $10 million. If I need to make a couple $1 million a month, I can make it on autopilot for years and years and years at a time with multiple businesses. I have about 18 streams of income right now. My goal is to get up to Warren Buffett's level. I'm not there. He's at 100, but he's also 90 years old. So I got a little, I'm not that old yet. Let me take some of you. Now, I'm gonna put a quick link, cause Instagram's gonna cut off, I wanna keep training you. Here's how it works, it's really simple. I've got a payment plan, and I'm gonna do a scholarship for the next 7 days. After that, the price will go up. I just wanna kind of open it up, who wants to get in now. If you wanna think about it, just don't do it. This is my sales pitch. It's an anti-sales pitch. It's not reverse psychology either. I'm dead serious. I don't want anybody in my 300 group that has no chance of ever being successful. Hold on one second. Okay? I only want to do it, people, hold on a second. This time change on the East Coast got me all messed up. So I'm gonna put a link, the link's below if you're on my website. If you're on Facebook, it's in the caption or the description. YouTube, it's in the description or the title. Twitter, and did you pin it on Instagram?
Yeah.
And then let me just put a link. I don't have that much time, I'll explain it later. A lot of you are not ready for this, so I don't feel like explaining it. Honestly, I don't wanna explain it that much.
300
okay.
live.
Tai Lopez.com. 300 live, right?
Yep.
So the number 300 live stream. Somebody said this sounds so sketchy. Good, don't go in it, please, I beg of you. If I have to meet your ass in person, I'm gonna be pissed and throw you out of my room, seriously. This is not a cult, this ain't anything weird. Look, I got money now, I don't care what anybody thinks. I didn't earn it illegally, I didn't steal from anybody. If you wanna talk about stealing from people, look at the college system, $1.2 trillion in college debt. That's stealing. Stealing from the youngest, most vulnerable part of society. Don't tell me that I'm teaching get rich quick. You are a fool who knows nothing and has the lowest cognitive logical abilities on planet Earth. If you've been in a room playing poker for 30 minutes and you don't know who the sucker in the room is, you are the sucker, my friend. And contrarian people always sound weird, like Einstein said. The thing about smart people is they sound crazy to stupid people. When people come up to me and go, 300 group sounds sketchy, I'll be like, the thing about smart ideas is they sound weird to stupid people because you don't have the IQ to understand what I'm saying. This is how humans were meant to learn. Mentorship, apprenticeship, this has been going on for thousands of years. The modern school system is derived from Otto von Bismarck in Germany in the late 1800s to create cookie cutter soldiers for the Prussian army. That's where World War I, World War II came from. Even look at the Vietnam War and some of these wars that went through. This was a little cookie cutter system. If you go to college, you become an officer. If you're poor, you go and you get shot up. You know, even to this day. No offense, I'm not anti-military or anything like that. I'm thankful for all the service people have done, but I also am not a sucker and I understand how the game goes. The real scams are happening on a day-to-day basis. Coca-Cola is giving diabetes to 6-year-olds in schools, federally funded programs. They're putting little kids in little chairs, and then they give them Coke, and then the Coke company gets rich, and then the kid runs around hyper, and then they say they're ADD, and the pharmaceutical companies then pump them full of pharmaceuticals. Come on, man. Don't ever think that what I'm talking about, which is just passing on business skills to people, is remotely sketchy. You're sketchy. You're stupid is actually the word. Okay? So, Ty, I have 67 steps, but I've been BSing for too long. This is for those of you who want to get in, get in. I'm going to kick your butt and get you stop procrastinating. You know, if I could be young, like 12 again, I would want some drill sergeant person. But a drill sergeant who actually cared about me, not just somebody who was mean for the purpose of mean, who would have just said, Ty, get out of bed, man. Forget school. I would have been like, go to school. I have a 15-year-old who works on one of my farms. He's an Amish kid. His uncle works on my farm, and the Amish graduate school at 14 years old, so they go into the workforce at 14. This kid, Harvey, is smarter than anybody I've ever hired in all my companies combined, including multiple PhDs, Ivy League morons. I've gone through Ivy League people recently. Don't ever think that pedigree piece of paper is anything. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You can send a boy to college, but you can't make him think. I'm gonna make you learn how to think. Show you the world as it really is. You see that billboard out there on Times Square? What's going on? What's the underlying psychology? How is the company making millions and billions of dollars of that? How are people starting up companies right now? What's the future? E-commerce. What's the trends you need to catch? I'm going to unload and unleash upon you guys things that I wouldn't tell anybody else. But I'm going to tell those of you because I'm lining my website with real success stories. Hundreds and hundreds. I already have thousands of thousands, but I want, my goal is to graduate 300 people. Okay? Because not everybody who gets in is going to graduate. Not everybody who gets in, people quit. But those, I'd like to graduate 300 a month. 12 test groups a month. Test group 1, 2. So I'm on test group 3. Because I did this, no, this is test group 2. 1, 2.5. These test groups, I'm going to go. And that's my goal. 300 people from rags to riches, documented. My lawyers pull up their tax return from the year before and their tax return and now. Their Bank of America or their Chase or their HSBC last year and what it is today. Real wealth being created with good businesses that change the world, help the world, and are on the cutting edge. And that's what I'm going to do in the 300 training. 2 months. It'll be every week. It'll be once a week. There's a private Facebook group. And there is live, in-person, at least once a month. Sometimes I'll do it more than once a month. But like in December and stuff with Christmas, I won't be doing it more than, I'll do it once a month in Christmas.
Multiple people are saying they're in work and school. How much time is it going to take?
It's not, you can still do this in school and work. Because on the drive to work, you can put on a headset and listen to the audios and watch the videos. Okay? So the price, so you'll see when you go there, tailopez.com/300 live. I'm doing a scholarship. When I did it in February, it was $2,400. I think I let in like 300 people, something like that. I forget the exact number. Paid $2,500. Okay, but the problem is that was an older group of people. And I realize some of you are 25, some of you are 30. You don't have $2,500. So I could be greedy and raise the price, but that's not my goal. Okay? Give and you will receive in the long run. This is a karma thing. I'll make some money in it, but it's not my main thing. Somebody put $2,500 with a laughing face. Average college private tuition. I'll tell you what's a joke. There's private colleges in Los Angeles. Azusa Pacific is $42,000 a year to get a bachelor's degree. God, what sucker is, oh my God. A sucker is born every minute, baby. People go, Tai, why would you spend $500 training from multimillionaires? You could just pay somebody $42,000 a year and learn from people who don't even have a career except for teaching. No offense to professors, I like professors, but whatever. And, I put a payment plan there so you can get in for under $200. That's insanely low. And if that's too much for you, I give you your second lesson in 300 program. Take it from multi-millionaires, more of them have told me the same thing. If you don't ever save money, you're always gonna miss out on opportunities. Some of you have too much stuff at your house. You spending like you're rich. You're spending like you're rich, but you ain't that rich. So wait till you have money, and then you'll have enough to take advantage of opportunities that are under $200. But a lot of people, I don't know. This is a filtering program. I don't want everybody. Most people are annoying in this world, I swear. Most people, I'm like, Joel Salton, one of my millionaire mentors told me this. He said, listen, Ty, I don't mind carrying a man, but I don't want him to drag his feet. You pick somebody up out of the dirt, you throw them on your shoulders, and they still want to fight you, just drop them back in the dirt. I don't mind carrying a person, but I don't want them to drag their feet. So this is good for you if you're 18, if you're 92. If you're 90, you better get on this quick. Give me 2 months. Give me 2 months. Some of you will stay longer. Sorry, I haven't been, let me check some of my comments here. Questions, I gotta go. How much more time do we have on Instagram? Does anybody know?
Oh, it's been 40 on here. It's been 40 minutes according to the YouTube, so 20 minutes.
Okay. Martin Tran. Now, listen to these names carefully. Martin Tran in Canada on YouTube Live. I'm going to be working with you. I'm now on your side. You spent some money to be here. It's like quid pro quo, you know? So now you're in. Let me train you with every possible skill that I know. I don't know everything. I'm going to train you with everything I know. That's all I can tell you. Okay, let me read some other stuff here. Let me read these comments. Now, you have less than 7 days. After that, I'm going to put the price back up. Just because I don't want the people who paid $2,400 in February to get pissed. Okay, let's talk about, so what is it going to be like once you get in? So once those of you get in, it's going to be relatively simple. Once a week, okay? Once a week. We do it every Tuesday, sometimes Wednesday if I'm traveling, okay? Or Wednesday, depending on my travel schedule. You will get a special password protected link, okay? And on that, you will log in on your phone or your laptop, and you'll watch about a 1 hour training. This is the Intense 300 group training. It will be me, or I will have only millionaires teaching, okay? Maybe billionaires occasionally, but only millionaires and multimillionaires, not people who are just, you know, their home value went up or something like that. But and they'll all be rags to riches story, okay? So that's number one. Daily, we have the Facebook private group. When you get in, you will get access to this Facebook private group. Now, by the way, because I see people asking, is this better than, you know, the SMMA group? Is this better than e-commerce? Is this better than your 67 steps or Knowledge Society? This is, you could still be in those. Those are highly specific things. What this is a complete brain dump. Everything in my brain that I know that you will need to go from rags to riches. Because I'll tell you this, one of the things, the first student who went from rags to riches in my SMMA program, he got in the first day, Jaden Gross, 21 years old, you know, makes $1.2 million his first year, nets $400,000. Now he's in year 2, I think he's at 6 point some million. He just bought a big mansion for himself in Denver, Colorado. He sent me a video, I should find that video. Get that video from Jade. But I realized I didn't give him a complete brain dump. I just told him how to be good at social media marketing agency, but there's so much more. Because the next thing you know, you'll make $1 million and someone will take it from you. Someone will steal it from you. Somebody will take advantage of you. Does that make sense? So, all right, Matthew Hauser. Remember this group. In Virginia, where I just was. Remember this name, everybody. Matthew Hauser. Do not let me down. I want you to finish and graduate from the 300 group. As I said, it's minimum 2 months. Some of you will decide to stay even longer. I want you to set a goal you can reach. That's why I'm saying it for 2 months. Okay? Hold on 1 second. All right. What other questions? Let me answer. Okay, so you come in. That's the second part. And then my world tour, I will be, now I'm not going to be able to go to every place in the world, but in a year, I hope to go to most places. So if you live in, you know, Bangladesh, I may not make it to Bangladesh. I don't know if I'll make it to India. I've been to India before, but I'm going to be making it throughout the United States, throughout Canada, go to Australia, knock on wood. This is assuming my health stays good, you know, don't get ran over by a car or something. I'll be in the UK, I'll be in Europe. I'll try to make it to Asia. We'll see. It's a long trip. I'll try to make it to Africa. But I'll try to make it, well, South America is a little closer, so South America's on there. I've gotten people for literally years asking me to go around the world, and this is it. Now, the key thing is, I'm going around the world for the 300 group. This is not conferences that anybody can just come to, or seminars, or meet and greets. I might have some of those, but that's not my goal. I rather focus, man. Fourth lesson that I learned from multimillionaires. Focus. One of the richest people I ever was involved in business with was a guy who was about 70 years old. He's one of the people who pioneered nursing and retirement homes in the United States, assisted living. He made about $8 million a month. He was a very wealthy guy. He wasn't quite a billionaire, but his net worth was over 500 million bucks. It's a lot. And I was there, and I was a new entrepreneur, kind of. I wasn't new. I was 5-6 years into being an entrepreneur. And he had a $42,000 house, and I was there, and I was telling him I remember we were sitting in the kitchen, and I was like, yo, here's what I'm gonna do. And then when I take this business, and I remember he put up one hand like that. And I remember thinking, what is he saying? Is he telling me to be quiet? And then when I stopped talking, he said, one thing. Focus on one thing at a time. And then I read Confucius, who said, the man who chases 2 rabbits catches none. So I want to teach you guys how to focus, and I'm also focused. I'm now officially focused, obviously, on the people who are on my SMA program and all this, but I'm focused with one goal. I want to graduate 300 people, first per year. That's what my goal was this year. And then next year, it'll be, ideally, per quarter or per month. 300 people that I've documented. And I'm sending my film crews out to different places around the world. We're getting people to show the house they used to live in and the house they have now, and the cars they used to drive, and the bank balances they used to have, and what they have now. Okay, this is not get rich quick. I am not promising you in 2 months you'll be a millionaire. What I'm saying is I want to put you on the right track. And that track, for some people, I've seen it happen in a year or less. For some people, it takes a little longer. But imagine what your life will be like if you're going in the right direction, if you're no longer lost. If your bank account is going up, does it really matter if it goes up to $1 million? What if it went up to 20,000 extra right now? Or 50,000 extra, or 5,000 extra, or $1 million? I mean, what is the number? It's direction that you should seek, going up financially. All right, Instagram. We've got so many different ones here. This is hard to keep track of all these. So, oh yeah, okay, thank you for this good comment by somebody I saw. We're gonna go, and the main thing what we're gonna focus on as we learn these things, the most important divergence or convergence of 2 powerful factors is e-commerce, okay, and social media. So what we want to do in this program, I'm going to be working very specifically with you guys. Like, I want you to find a product, pick a product, figure out what price to charge, figure out the promotions and the marketing to get paying customers, okay? And then we want to figure out the placement and packaging of this. So this is a core part of this. So don't think this program is all going to be just mindset stuff and motivation. No, this is everything. Mind and skill. You need mindset and you need skill set. Mindset, skill set. We'll be doing both. You can't just have skill set without mindset, because skill set without mindset is like being really good at hiking but not having a compass. The mindset keeps you going north, okay? And the skill set is like the being in shape and having the body to reach the goal without running out of energy. So you need both of those things. I know people that just have great mindset but no skill set. Mindset without skill set, you're still poor. And I know people with skill set without mindset, and they stay poor because they run out of energy, they get anxious, they give up too early, they procrastinate and stuff like that. So this world, there's very few people who have mindset and skill set. You will find that. And so this 300 program, a lot of my programs like SMMA is skill set, skill set, skill set. E-commerce program, skill set. And then I have other programs like 67 Step, which are mindset, right? And what I'm doing now is bringing it all together for a small group of people that I'm actually going to personally mentor. In person, online, weekly, and live calls that you can ask questions. And I'll be in the Facebook group where you'll be interacting with everybody. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. It's hard, I can't even see the Twitter ones. Okay, if you're on my website, I don't think this is on there. The only place you can see this link, it's either there, you'll see it on social media, or tailopez.com/300live. tailopez.com/300live. Okay? Wow, there's a lot on Instagram. Sorry, I didn't even see all these. I think I missed a couple thousand comments. Mindset with skill set. Ty, how old do you need to be in the group? There's no age limit, but if you use your parents' credit card, ask them first. Do not start using your parents' credit card. Okay, what else? How much time do we have left on Insta?
10 minutes.
Okay, I got 10 minutes left. Got 10 minutes. Questions? Why don't your Instagram live feeds stay up on your Insta story panel? They do. I just haven't. I've been on my farm doing other stuff, so I haven't even gone live so much. Am I buying lottery tickets? Hell no. You don't want to buy lottery tickets. You want to own the company creating lottery tickets. That's what you want. We'll be talking about how to sell on Amazon. We'll be talking about how to sell on Shopify, ClickFunnels. We'll be talking about social media marketing. I was just looking at one of my bills with YouTube. Not all my accounts, but I spent $19 million on YouTube ads on just a few of my accounts. I got a Facebook one of my accounts spent $8 million. And that's not just my personal brand stuff. I sell other stuff. I've got Mentor Box. We've got Knowledge Society. We've got now grass-fed brands. I launched my food brand. So we're doing lots of stuff. Ty, if not in this program, is there a similar program you would suggest someone to sign up for? Good luck. I'm only doing this. I wish I could just, sometimes I wish I could just refer people to stuff. Yeah, it's like Mentor Box. We created Mentor Box because people would be like, Ty, I don't have time to read books. What should I do? And I don't like book summaries because book summaries are written by some contractor in like Indonesia who reads the book and summarizes it. So I said, forget that. Let's get the authors to teach their own book in 15 minutes or 5 minutes. And that's what Mentor Box was. So a lot of my businesses are built out of necessity. I launched this grass-fed brands box because I live in Los Angeles and my farms are on the East Coast producing good food that I can't even buy at Whole Foods or anywhere. I don't trust that. So I said, I need to start shipping it to California. And then the second I started shipping to California, people started tasting it. They go, hey, will you ship it to me in Florida? Will you ship it to me in Michigan? So we launched the business last week. How do you make a business without being a finance degree? Man, I don't even have a college degree. How about that? Lift that up a little bit. They have the camera too low. Okay. What about water, Ty? Great business. I was talking to my friend who started Fit Tea and Happy Water and all of these. You can make $100 million in water. You can make a lot of money. Ty, will the SMMA work in the Philippines? You don't have to sell into your own country. I keep telling people this. If I lived in the Philippines, I wouldn't be going after any Philippines clients. There's not enough money there. I would sell into the U.S. Lift up the legs a little bit. What about music? I don't care what you do. If you're trying to create a career and trying to create multiple flows of income, this program is for you. Has Trump affected you? The presidents never matter. You guys are, whatever I told you guys, stop listening to most people and don't listen to the media knows nothing. Nothing Trump does with his tax law will affect you that much. Really. It doesn't matter. Yes, if you had a huge offshore company, he just changed the offshore laws for Puerto Rico. So if you have, $100 million offshore, you might be affected by Trump. Is that affecting you, Mr. YouTube commenter? I don't think so. Felipe said, Ty, add me in the program. I don't add anybody. You want to be in it? Come get in it. TaiLopez.com/300live. Sorry, I will read off, let me read off a few more names. Michael McCann, welcome to the World Tour 300 group. Now here's how it's gonna work. I don't remember what day of the week it is. Okay. Well,
Tuesday.
this week we'll be doing our training on Wednesday, just to give you guys enough time. You're gonna get a link, you're gonna get an email. Make sure you set our emails to, mark not spam so you get them. And verify your phone number so we can text you. We have to send that out as part of the law. Diego Padilla, welcome to the group from Texas. This is open to anybody, male, female, any country. I do not discriminate. I don't care. Really, I don't. That's one thing. People say a lot of stuff about me. I don't care. People are like, oh, live in Bangladesh. Great. Do your thing. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. In fact, in life, actually nothing matters. Robert Kuzma, welcome to the group. You related to Kyle Kuzma? Pennsylvania, welcome to the group. Josiah Neal, welcome to the group. Oregon. Okay, I see a few people's card decline. Eric and Marvin, I won't say your last name. Just call your bank, tell them sometimes, if you're outside the U.S. especially. Okay, Manitoba, Canada. Eugenio Farina, welcome to the group. You are now part of my you're in my ally group. I see you as an ally. I want to make this rock and roll for you. All right, how much more time do we have?
3.5 minutes.
Ty, yeah, we just added a whole bunch of new SMMA lessons, by the way. Ty, you're working from foreign sources from China for your e-commerce biz. You only want to use China in special situations and to get started. I tend to try to get my manufacturing closer by, but that's a complex question. One of my thoughts on the stock market, great, but information is it's too widely dispersed for you to make real money. Remember, all money comes from lesson 5. Money comes from independent thinking, not always contrarian thinking, but independent thinking. I was just listening to Ray Dalio, who wrote the book Principles. He's hedge fund guy around here in Manhattan who's worth $20+ billion, and he said, look, independent thinking, because if you think like everybody else, the price of the stock, the business, all those ideas. For example, if you try to start right now, Amazon, competitor, it's hard. People have tried it, Jet.com tried it, Walmart's trying it. Everybody's kind of jumping in, and it's hard because they got the head start. You needed to be an independent thinker a while ago. So you have to be looking for what's the trend now. What is the trend right now? That's the question that you guys should be asking. And we'll be talking about the 300 group. It's a very important thing. Is Facebook still going? It said broadcast interrupt.
Yeah, still going.
Tai Lopez Private School for Billionaires. Nope, I'm not promised. This is not I'm not making anyone billionaires. If you happen to become a billionaire, I'll put you as the, best success story from the 300 group. And believe it or not, somebody might.
2 minutes.
You'd be surprised. If I start going through the testimonials I have, it's insane. I don't even keep track. Let me find some. I'll just find some recently. Okay. Here we go. Steven, I didn't even randomly, just Steven Skunberg. I just recently got a client for $15,000. Now we're going to be charging $100,000 for consulting. So, there you go. You get a nice check for 15 grand. The Clay Brown, 2 months of working with me is at $7,500 a month. That's not bad. The Clay Brown, if you want to talk to him, is on Instagram. Sam Habib is 21 years old. I post him on my Instagram. He's in my 300 group. Ty made first year he made 73 grand. Now he's doing 240K at 21. 240K. Get in. TaiLopez.com/300live. Instagram's gonna cut out, and I want to go. I'm hungry. Gonna go explore Manhattan at night. Welcome all of you in the 300 group, and those of you who aren't, get in. You got less than a week.